Good morning. It is day 4. Raj is still half asleep. It's a little early for him. We are just arriving in Aruba and heading down to the theater for our shore excursion, which is the Hidden Gems tour. This is our first time to Aruba, so it's going to be super exciting to check out the island and see what it has to offer. Everyone that we know that has been here before says that it is absolutely beautiful, and that we're going to love it and want to come back here again and again. So super looking forward to that. The water in the background looks absolutely amazing, so yeah. We're not very good with the whole vlogging thing. So the last couple of days were sea days. We didn't pick up the camera too much, or at all really. Just needed to recharge, reset, rest a little bit with everything that's been going on between work and home for us. And so just needed to kind of chill for those couple of sea days, but it was lovely and relaxing. And now we are off to our shore excursion. Come join us.
Hello, family and friends, and welcome back. It's our first time on Aruba, and we booked the Aruba's Hidden Gems excursion through Royal Caribbean. As most of you know, Raj is not a beach person, and while Aruba has some beautiful beaches, we didn't spend much time on any of them. If you're considering booking this excursion, join us to get a feel for the experience and hear about 10 things we think you should know before you go. The first thing on our list is the tour list linear park as our first stop. You'll not only find the bright and colorful Aruba sign before heading down into the park, but as you walk straight down the path, you'll end up on Surfside Beach and have a lovely view of the ship's aft. This stop was only about 20 minutes, so you won't have too much time on the beach itself, but you might have enough time to dip your toes in the water. We didn't see any reference to a beach stop in the excursion description, so we'd recommend you bring at least one towel to dry your feet off.
Aruba South is a very small island. It's about 19.6 miles long, 6 on the widest. So that's how small the island is. It's 19.6 miles long, 6 on the widest. There'll be at least about 77 square miles too. And Aruba is also situated into the Caribbean Sea. So the whole island just surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. So that ocean that you see that's around Aruba is always going to be the Caribbean Sea. Aruba is divided in districts. So we have 6 districts over here on the island, which today we're going to drive in 5 of them. So you will see 5 of these districts today. So you're going to be seeing 3/4 of the island today. So you're going to be seeing actually much more than the other tours. Okay? So there you can see on the left and also on the right hand side, you can see right there the corals, the way how Aruba was formed. So we're going to have to see a chance to see the Grotto of Lourdes. But there will be another small cave too that you will see in this area too. That will be called the Godchild, the Neon Divino. So that will be on your right hand side, and on the left hand side you got the Grotto of Lourdes. So there on your right hand side you see the Godchild, and on the left hand side you see the Grotto of Lourdes. We give you a stop over here for 10 minutes so you can come out, you can take picture on the Grotto of Lourdes. Once you're coming out for the bus, just remember there's still traffic passing in this area, so when you cross the road, watch carefully for the traffic, because there will be still traffic passing in this area, okay? So we do a nice 10-minute stop over here, so everybody can take some nice picture.
Number 2 on our list is the tour description didn't mention anything related to accessibility at the time we booked it. The activity level was listed as strenuous, which we would agree with, but the rest of the medical disclaimers and warnings didn't reference stairs or accessibility. This tour is definitely not accessibility friendly. The warning does say it's not recommended for guests with cardiac, respiratory, or orthopedic conditions. Please be aware that many of the sites we visited had uneven stone steps and hand railings were not always available. Several people on our tour bus ended up having to sit outside of a couple of our stops because they were unable to climb up to see the sites themselves.
Alright, so we are getting close already to get inside of the national park. Unfortunately, the road is not smooth. Okay, so the road, there will be a little turbulence with it. So we're going to be having a little turbulence going inside of the national park. On your right hand side, you can see some of those goats, which you're going to be seeing a lot of them today. So you'll see a lot of those wildest goats that we have over here on the island, especially inside of the park. There will be a lot more of these wildest goats.
Number 3 on our list is to use the restroom before you leave for this excursion. While the bus was large, there was no restroom on it, and it will be at least 90 minutes before you get to a stop that has a porta potty or porta john inside Arikok National Park. We'd also recommend bringing tissues and hand sanitizer or sanitizing wipes if you use the portable facilities inside the park. They weren't very well stocked. Number 4 on our list is specific to the Quadirikiri Cave stop. You'll be asked not to use your phone's flashlight and limit the use of your phone's screen for light inside the cave because there are bats. The floor is uneven and the first bit of the cave is dark. If you have any concerns with being in the dark or with bats, we'd recommend you pass on going in. There are a couple of benches out in front steps before you start climbing up into the cave. There are also a couple of porta potties available at this particular stop.
Dripping down, do not touch that water because you'll break that 1 millimeter. So it will take years to grow, okay? So they only grows like a millimeter for a year. So once you can see that water dripping, do not touch it because that's the year it's gone. So that will be it. So they will take years to grow. So once the water drip down, then you have the stalagmite that will grow from the bottom. So if you see some wet on the ground, do not step it in. That's the way you will feel it right away. Okay? These stalagmites, they will form always in some nice different shape. Okay? Especially when they come down, they will form some nice shape. So like this one that you see right here, they form like a face when they're in here. You will see that if you step over there on the back side here, you will see a face when they're in here.
Number 5 on our list is to wear sensible shoes for this excursion. We know island weather tends to call for sandals, but with this excursion, we'd highly recommend wearing sneakers or some type of enclosed rubber-soled shoe. This was a fairly long excursion at a little over 5 hours, and while a good portion of the time is spent on the bus driving around, you will also spend a fair amount of time walking up and down on uneven rocky steps, wandering on the sand where we did see some pieces of broken glass, and trying to navigate in the dark in caves with uneven floors. There were also plenty of other critters around. If you're anything at all like me and get squeamish at the idea of creepy crawlies possibly sliding across bare skin, we'd recommend you cover up those gorgeous feet for this excursion and change into sandals for the evening once you're back on board the ship.
Alright, so you can see this cave from far away, so it's about 100 feet long, okay? So it's continuing all the way to the backside there, so you can continue to go much more further. Fortunately, we cannot go much more further than this one because we have a gate behind here. So you cannot go much further because they had Aruba, somebody went in here, never came back. So you don't want to be the next one. No, we're just kidding about that. They have a gate behind there because we have protected the bats. That's what we have been doing it for the park. We have protected it. Alright, so we are getting closer now for the Fontein Cave. The Fontein Cave is a little smaller cave compared to the Quadirikiri Cave. So it will be a little smaller one. And this cave was used much more before by the Indians for doing the ceremony. So the Indians did much more for the ceremony on the inside of this cave too. And where they also left some painting behind. And that's what we know what the Indians did much more inside of these caves. So they did much more for the ceremony. So these paintings that you will see, they are from the year 1500. So all these paintings that you will see, they are original from the year 1500. So
Number 6 on our list is at Fontein Cave. You will encounter a few lizards and snakes. I barely made it into the entry of the cave before turning around and getting right back on the bus. I'm okay with lizards, but as family and friends know, I have a fear of snakes from when I was younger. I can't explain it, don't know when or why it manifested, I know it's not logical or rational. All I know is if I even see a picture of a snake, I basically shut down. So, to see one sunbathing right near the entrance to the cave was a big no-no for me. I was afraid to use the porta potties near the entrance to the cave at that point, worried about whether there might be snakes inside. Why then do we keep booking excursions that have cave tours, you ask? It's because Raj absolutely loves exploring caves. Number 7 on our list is that you will make a stop at Boca Prins Beach after Fontein Cave inside Arikok National Park. This stop wasn't listed in the tour description. There's a cliff you can walk on and look down into and across the water, but there's also a staircase that goes down to the beach area. The stop is only about 10 to 15 minutes, but we didn't know about it and didn't bring a towel. So if you'd like to put your hands or feet in the water, be sure to bring a towel. Tip number 1. This stop is also where water bottles were distributed to tour guests before we got back on the bus.
is also where the local people, the local people always like to go to the favorite beach on the lake. So we as the local, we don't go too much to the west side of the island. So we stay much more in this area, into the local area. So we go to the beaches much more into the local area. So in this area, and also on the east side of the island where we have that beautiful baby beach.
Number 8 on our list is even though the excursion description mentions passing by the Spanish Lagoon, you'll end up stopping at the entrance to the Mangel Halto beach. The stop is only about 15 to 20 minutes, and there are beautiful mangroves and a nice little beach in that area. To the left of the entrance to the beach, you'll find the Mangel Halto bar and restaurant where you can purchase food and drinks. We were well past lunchtime on this shore excursion, and Raj was really hungry. While the bar has an extensive food menu at reasonable prices, our stop didn't leave much time to order real food. They did have bagged chips for quick purchase, and you can also purchase local beer in a bottle and carry it out. The local beer is made by Balashi, and they carried the traditional Pilsner, Magic Mango, which is an Aruban Pale Ale, and the Balashi Chill, which is a pale lager. We purchased a bottle of water and 3 bags of snack-sized chips for $5 plus a tip. The bar accepted MasterCard and Visa, and we were also able to use US dollars to pay in cash.
So where we're going now is going to be the rock formation too. The rock formation also have a beautiful view too. So the rock formation also, there will be some steps to do. So there are 65 man-made steps to do, not 650, but you got 65 man-made steps to do. So you can get to the top of the rock, and you will get.
Number 9 on our list is to not follow the crowd when you get to Casibari Rock Formation. Head to the left of the rock formation and don't just climb up the stone steps you see straight ahead of you because that's what you see everyone else doing. Not only will you spend time waiting to go up, it's a bit hairy climbing through the rocks. We wish we had paid more attention when our tour guide was talking about the 65 man-made steps, because those were definitely not the ones we ended up using to climb up. The ones he referenced were around the corner from where we started climbing. If you're nimble and a bit of a daredevil, feel free to take the more adventurous route. If not, we'd advise you to heed Fiancé and head to the left. We wish we had known in advance there was a straight shot up to the top and back down. It sure would have made things easier for us. And number 10 on our list is that at our last stop at the Casibari Rock Formation, there were a number of vendors selling food, drinks, and souvenirs. All of them seemed to accept US currency and were able to give change for small bills. We really enjoyed the excursion overall. It gave us a great idea of what Aruba is like in the non-resort, non-beach areas, and we definitely want to visit again. If you're considering booking this excursion, we hope this helps you have a better experience. If you've been to Aruba, what would you recommend we try next time? After returning to the ship, we got cleaned up before heading to dinner at Coastal Kitchen. We also had reservations for the 1977 ice skating show, which was fantastic. The performers in Royal Caribbean shows are phenomenal artists and athletes. Cole wrapped up the night with the Big Wonder White Party at the Solarium. The Solarium on the Symphony is gorgeous. Thanks for watching and have a good night.